All right, story time, broker edition. So I have to tell y'all, probably the greatest recruiting success of my career, those of you that are around me know that I don't recruit. The majority of the agents that come here come to us, which is kind of the case in this case, but kind of not. So my really good friend who's been with us a number of years now, Miss Tracy French, perennially one of the most successful realtors in the Greater Louisville Association, was at another brokerage, a smaller office that it was very successful, and she had had a pretty esteemed start to her career, had been in the business several years. And suffice it to say that pretty much everybody in town wanted her to come work for them. She did a number of transactions, I think over 100 for a couple of straight years per year before moving to RE/MAX Premier Properties. And Tracy and I had begun a pretty good friendship. We had done cross deals together because I was still producing a ton at the time, and really just, we hit it off. We had a good friendship. I always felt like I was kind of in a mentor type role. I'd been doing it a little bit longer than her, despite her having a wild amount of success. But one thing I always tried to do was just help her and never cross the line into recruiting. I recall, different companies flying her out to go to conventions. I recall her talking about her frustrations at these different brokers, sending her DM messages on Instagram and Facebook, and really just kind of this aggressive, high pressure recruiting sales type tactics that just didn't seem to resonate with her at all. Until one day, she called me and she said, I'm completely burnt, doing all the things for her kids and all the things for her business. I mean, she said, I'm sending out repair requests at 1 a.m. in the morning. She had help with her transactions, but she was inputting all her own listings, doing literally almost everything in her business. And I just said to her one day, I said, hey, Tracy, and I won't tell you the amount, but I said, how much money did you make last year? And it was a significant amount. I said, and how many hours a week do you work? And she said, 60. I said, okay. Would you appreciate 15 hours back per week to spend with your kids that you don't have currently, to spend on yourself, to have some sanity? She said, absolutely. I said, well, the amount of money you told me, if I subtracted this amount from it, would it change your life for the negative? Would you not be able to go on vacation? Would you not be able to send your kids to school where they go? Would you not be able to put gas in your car or run your business? She said, absolutely not. That's all profit. I said, well, that's roughly 1/4 of what you earned. And roughly 1/4 of the time you spend per week is 15 hours. I said, so it seems to me that it's a very simple decision, that if you subtract 1/4 of your income, you'll get back 1/4 of your time. And I don't know what it was about that moment, but she got a little quiet. And I was afraid I had offended her, but turns out I didn't. She called me back the next day and was like, okay, I need to know what it would look like to come to work for you. And the rest is history. Now she's a lifetime achievement RE/MAX agent here at RE/MAX Premier Properties, running a big team, and had a ton of success.